This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the HTC Touch Pro 2. This is a Windows Mobile unlocked GSM phone with European 3G, Edge in the US, and the successor to the HTC Fuse eventually, or Touch Pro, as it's called in the US depending on the carrier who has it. As you can see, they switched backs on it. Gone is the fancy diamond faceted back that showed fingerprints, and this guy's silver with a very large speakerphone running around here, and the 3 megapixel camera with autofocus lens. It's fairly thick because it has a slide out keyboard. And it tilts like so, just like the HTC Tilt. Let's take a look at the Touch Pro 2 compared to the Fuse and the Diamond 2. As you can see, it's larger, and both the Diamond 2 and the Touch Pro 2 have 800 by 480 pixel displays. That's huge resolution on a phone, whereas the Fuse, or Touch Pro, has a VGA display. The larger display makes all the difference, and I find that using the Touch Pro 2 is much more pleasant than using the Diamond. Things are easier to touch and press. For example, and video and photos look fantastic. We compare the thickness of the Fuse and the Touch Pro 2. It's no thicker actually than the Fuse. Obviously the Diamond, since it doesn't have a sliding mechanism or a keyboard, is going to be a little bit thinner, but not so much as you would think. The Touch Pro 2 runs Windows Mobile 6.1 with HTC's TouchFlow 3D, the latest iteration of that. And it's amazing. Every revision of TouchFlow 3D gets better and better. The touchscreen is so much easier to use compared to the original Diamond, for example. It's just very responsive. As you can see, go through tabs very quickly. This works as it should, very smoothly, and it's really fast now. And the music interface is still here. If it has cover art, it'll show it. If it doesn't. So you can control the music right from the home screen, as you'd expect with TouchFlow 3D, and the sound is fantastic thanks to the stereo speaker system back here. We have a stock widget here. You can add and remove stocks as you see fit. We have the calendar view, and if you've got an appointment, you'll see a little triangle here, and you can tap on it to go to an appointment. And let's take a look at some of the programs that are on here. Take a look at the YouTube player. We're going to use this over Wi-Fi because Edge is a little too slow for YouTube. Right now we're running this with an AT&T SIM. You can also use a T-Mobile SIM since it's an unlocked GSM quad-band phone. And I guess we'll take a look at Susan Boyle. She's all the rage right now. Sound is really good too. Let's take a look at the web browser next. Go to one of our bookmarks. Go to our own site. And we've got an accelerometer here. We're running Opera. We have the zoom bar here. Instead of doing the awkward on-screen zooming with the Opera, now we have this little electrostatic touch area. Pretty useful. That also works in the image view, but it really doesn't work anywhere else, unfortunately. does a great job in the web browser. So HTC has remade Windows Mobile. If you hit the Start menu, you get their selection of program icons, and you can put your favorites here in this grid. And if you switch to all programs, you get a scrollable list. It's very finger-friendly. So gone is the Windows Mobile standard interface for browsing programs and for the Start menu. Sort of like jumping ahead of Windows Mobile 6.5 concepts. I like it quite a lot. Very easy to use. If you want to go back home, you just hit Call End Home key right here. As you can see, the Call, Send, and End buttons are pretty small. That's not fantastic, but I guess the device was so large already that adding bigger buttons might have been a problem. Got a back button here, and you've got this again to go to the Start menu. You've got a front-facing VGA camera here. And on the side, these are the volume control buttons. Top is the power button. Nothing here except the microphone hole and the stylus, which is not magnetic on the Touch Pro 2. And HTC's specialized USB port here that handles syncing, charging, and headset. The stereo headset is included in the box. Let's look at the keyboard next. It's a very large, roomy keyboard with a lot of space between the keys. You can see how much is improved here, where these guys all fit flush against each other. These feel like discrete keys. It makes it much easier from a tactile perspective to actually type on it. You've got a dedicated number row up top, and some common symbols have their own keys, making it a little bit easier to type in email addresses and things like that. It's a really nice keyboard. And you've got some quick launch keys for your email and your web browser, SMS, caps lock indicator, function lock indicator. The phone weighs 6.61 ounces. Obviously it's on the heavy side, but it is a full-featured miniature computer, so it's not so bad. It has 512 megs of ROM, 288 megs of RAM to run programs. It has a 1500 milliamp battery, 528 megahertz Qualcomm CPU, Bluetooth 2.1 EDR, and Wi-Fi as well. Lastly, let's take a look at the GPS. So there's a built-in GPS. It comes with Google Maps preloaded. You can load your own GPS and navigation software as you see fit. Maps look really great at the 800 by 480 resolution. You can see a lot. Zoom out, and you can zoom in here. The first fix was slow, but warm fixes have been near instantaneous on the device, which is good. Some HTC analog phones have been a little slow on the GPS fix. We'll take a look at HTC's photo viewer, which automatically runs in landscape mode. That's a fantastic screen. These are pictures that were taken with a 3 megapixel camera. It takes really nice pictures. They're over-sharpened by default, just like some previous HTC phones, so I suggest reducing the sharpening in settings. There are a large variety of settings to control that. Again, if you want to zoom, you can use this here. Those are HTC sample photos. So this is nice and iPhone fast. And these are fairly large images. They're about a meg each. Pretty impressive. This also functions as a desktop speakerphone. You can make a call and then turn it over on its face and it'll automatically activate the straight talk feature. It says here, and it's going to use the mic over here, and then there's another one for noise canceling purposes and play out through the large speakers. So given how loud and clear the thing is, it makes an excellent desktop speakerphone as well as a music player. That's the HTC Touch Pro 2, one of the coolest Windows mobile phones we've seen in quite some time. Good going, HTC. Visit mobiletechreview.com for the full review.